It has been 24 years to the Twin Tower attacks that shook America and the world. 2,976 killed, thousands more injured, lives changed forever. First responders on ground that fateful day still suffering adverse health effects from working in toxic conditions. The scars are deep, and there's an important, long overdue process that is stopping many of those scars from healing. Every year, Americans commemorate the tragedy of 9/11 attacks across the country, or wherever they may be in the world. For more than 2 decades now, commemoration services are also being held at US's naval base in Guantanamo Bay. But on the same base is the Guantanamo-based detention camp, the GTMO, where the US has jailed 5 men who are facing charges of aiding the 19 terrorists that hijacked planes to carry out the attacks on September 9, 2001 on American soil. In 2002, then US President George W. Bush established the GTMO. Between 2002 and 2003, American missions caught all the accused from around the world, including the 9/11 mastermind, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. In 2006, US authorities transferred the 5 accused to the Guantanamo Bay detention facility to face trial. At the naval base, the trial was supposed to be held by a military bench set up under the Military Commissions Act of 2006. But it's 2025, and the case is still in pre-trial stage. The question is why? It is a long timeline with many stakeholders involved across presidential administrations in the US that have failed to conduct a trial. Let's start at the very beginning. These are the 5 accused: Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, as I already mentioned, Walid bin Atash, Ramzi bin al-Shib, Amar al-Baluchi, and Mustafa al-Hassawi. 4 of these 5 are being tried in a single case. The 5th, Ramzi bin al-Shib, has a separate legal proceeding going on after he was found incompetent to be tried in 2023. Now, all 5 were captured in secret overseas operations 22 years ago. Between 2002 and 2006, the CIA kept these 5 men at a secret, undisclosed location and then moved them to the GTMO. What are the charges against these 5? The biggest charges are conspiracy, murder in violation of the law of war, and terrorism. The defendants are accused of assisting and training the hijackers. 3 of these 5 are the main accused and key plotters of the 9/11 attacks: Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Walid bin Atash, and Mustafa al-Hassawi. Now, charges against the others are lesser but still very serious. In 2007, the accused are said to have confessed to their crimes to officials while in detention. From here began a long saga of back and forth between different stakeholders: the military court, the executive powers, the CIA, and other agencies involved in the case. Now, the defense came to an agreement with prosecution on a plea deal if the accused confessed to their crimes in court. In return, they would not face a death penalty, rather serve a long prison sentence for life. Only 3 of the 5 agreed to this deal. The 4th accused refused, and as mentioned before, the 5th was already unfit for trial. The reason a plea deal even became possible is because the nature of confession had come under the lens. The accused had been tortured while in CIA custody in the initial years, to the point that a 5th suspect could not even sit down because of the scale of abuse. And so defense questioned the reliability of the confession, whether it was in fact true or coerced in painful circumstances that left the accused no choice. From 2007, a trial date was not set until much later, when a judge finally decided to set a date in 2021. But COVID-19 took the world by storm in 2020. And then the trial got delayed again. But things got murkier in 2024. On July 31st last year, the Pentagon announced that a plea deal had been entered into by both sides. Within a week, the three accused were expected to formally enter their pleas at the military court in Guantanamo Bay. Now, the decision had people divided. Many lawmakers of the Congress also lashed out at the justice system for allowing the accused to escape a death sentence. Within 2 days, then U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin struck down the controversial deal. At the time, Austin defended his decision, saying that it was a step taken to honor the scale of loss during the 2001 attacks. 3 months later, on 7th November last year, a U.S. military judge reinstated the plea deal. The judge said that Defense Secretary then did not have the authority to make a legal decision of this scale. But it has been 10 months since the plea deal was reinstated. Still, there is no date set for the trial to commence and for the accused to formally confess in military court. Judges have come and gone on this case. Even a jury has not been selected yet. 10 months on, America's people, especially the victims' families, are waiting for some semblance of justice. As a ceremony takes place again today at the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base, the alleged mastermind, the principal planner and architect of 9/11 attacks, the closest associate of Osama bin Laden, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, is still alive, sitting behind bars just a short distance away. There's still no closure for thousands of people because of clashes between the judiciary and executive pillars of America. The so-called partial closure which came with al-Qaeda chief Osama bin Laden's death has been overshadowed by a trial that refuses to even happen.